Now, making headlines today is the news that sports commentators Andy Gray and Richard Keys have been recorded making sexist remarks about a female linesman during Saturday's Liverpool-Wolves game. Believing their mics were switched off, the Sky Sports presenters questioned whether the female official understood the offside rule. So let's take a little listen to what they actually said.
Somebody better get down there and explain offside to her.
Yeah, I know. Can you believe that? Female linesman. That's exactly what I said. Women don't know the offside rule.
Of course they don't. I can guarantee you there'll be a big one today. Kenny will go potty. This is not the first time, is it? Didn't we have one before?
Yeah.
Wendy Toms.
Wendy Toms or something like that, yeah. They always use fucking opposite.
No, it's got to be done. It's good. The game's gone mad. See the charming Karen Brady this morning complaining about sexism. Yeah, do me a favour, love.
OK, now, it was later confirmed after watching a replay that the call the lineswoman Sian Massey made was, in fact, correct and spot on. She did know what she was doing. Of course she did. She's a professional. As Sky Sports spokesman has said, the comments reported are not acceptable. We have spoken to Richard and Andy and told them our views, and they have apologised. But are you surprised by their views? And do you tackle men in the face of sexist comments?
I think what you've got to remember, first of all, is that it was a private conversation. I'm not excusing it, but I'm saying at least that shouldn't have been made public anyway. We've all said things behind closed doors, haven't we? I mean, there was that whole
not wearing microphones.
We have. Yeah. Whenever I go to the loo when I've got a microphone on, I always apologise to the sound people.
So do I.
I'm sorry, I'm having a wee now. Well, just in case they're listening. You know, I know it's not the same as what they did, but it's offensive if you do a little pump at the same time. It's not good. It's sometimes happening, you can't control it. Well, like the Gordon Brown thing when he had his mic still on in the car, and that was, you know, you've got to remember that it is a private conversation, and I'm not excusing it, but I'm just saying, you know, that wasn't made. They were never intending for that to be heard by anybody else.
Were you offended by it, though?
No, not really. I'm not surprised. You know, it's football, and unfortunately men think they really do have the monopoly on knowing about football. You know, so I just think, let them think that. You know, if that pleases them, let them think it. It doesn't make any difference to me at all, and I wouldn't be surprised if she, the lineswoman, wasn't bothered about it either. She wouldn't be surprised because, you know, that very day Karen Brady was writing in a paper about sexism in football, and I've met Karen loads of times. She used to be on this show, actually. And it's really, really difficult for women like her and Gabby Logan as well to get into that sort of game because men think that it's their domain and they don't like women getting in on it. So, you know, you can kind of tell sometimes when you watch it, you watch Match of the Day and you've got a woman, you know, hosting it, you can just tell by the faces they're not best pleased being asked by a woman what they think of that move or this move of the offside rule. And, you know, frankly, I couldn't care less what they say. I'm not surprised. It doesn't surprise me in the slightest. Everyone's going, ooh, shock horror.
Well, no, I don't think it's so much the sexist nature of their comments. It's the fact that they use her gender as a stick to beat her with, when actually, for me, the most insulting thing is the fact that they thought that somebody couldn't do their job merely because they have breasts. You know, that's ridiculous. How antiquated is that as a view? She's a professional, so it wasn't defaming her as a woman, it was defaming her as a professional, and shame on them.
Yeah, but they question referees, they question linesmen all the time.
Yeah, but they don't question them because they're male. Oh, women, whatever next.
But it's not because... No, they use that because they're idiotic men.
That's correct.
Exactly, and that's why we're
anybody's
sexist, because we
judgment.
go... What was it one of the reviewers said the other day? What would loose women talk about if they didn't talk about man flu? We're sexist. We're sexist all the time. I make a career out of being sexist.
Yeah, but Denz, there's a difference between saying, oh, blokes ham up the flu, and a difference between saying somebody is rubbish at their job. That is derogatory, defamatory, and wrong.
Again. That's men, like Carol says. That's what they do. And I don't condone it, obviously, because she was doing her job, but I bet the lady involved, because she's entered into such a man's world, she's obviously got to have a thick skin because she knows she's going to be up, being a female, one of the few female lineswomen. She knows she's going to be up against it.
And she was right, so she's got the ultimate revenge on...
She's laughing in their faces, absolutely, because her work spoke for her.
Yeah, you just prove them wrong. Don't talk to them, just prove them wrong.
That's exactly it, yeah.
Idiots.
Well, they are.
And we'd just like to be clear that we don't think they're idiots because they're men, just because they're stupid people. Well, OK, it's time to banish those Monday blues in Star because you could win 15,000